What is going on, ladies and gents? Hopefully you're off to an incredible start to your day. We are back at it again in the BSF group, as well as our YouTube channel, with some incredible early morning value for you guys. One of my great friends and the owner of ConversionWise, Oliver Kenyon, has joined us today to go ahead and walk us through exactly how to get a good conversion rate, what it actually entails, and what you need to keep in mind to actually maintain and receive a good conversion rate that remains consistent throughout your actual journey, as well as your advertising down the road. As you guys know, here at BSF, we like to go ahead and really focus on the most cutting edge information every single day of the week, whether it's landing pages, whether it's conversion, whether it's algorithmic targeting, whether it's scaling your ads. I want to bring you the best information from the best people across the industry so you can actually understand what it takes to actually hit good numbers, to actually scale forward and make the most out of what you're trying to do here, and that's build a real business. So first and foremost, if you're hopping on now, definitely make sure you're staying on the entire time. You're going to want to watch the entire thing here. This event is completely free, and we'll be walking you guys through the entirety of landing page creation as well, which I'm super stoked for also. So if you're just hopping on, guys, do me a favor, throw a like on the video as well, and leave a comment down below if you're going to be watching the entire thing as well, because this is going to be very valuable today. So Oliver, thank you so much for hopping on to me, my man. How you doing today?
Of course, I am good. I'm over here in not so sunny UK. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, so it may be early morning for a lot of your audience, but I'm pumped. I'm ready to go, share some value. We've got some amazing stuff to share, and it's always an honor to jump on with the BSF fam. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this.
Hey, we appreciate you so much, Oliver. And guys, this is actually not the first time we've had Oliver here. I don't think it was the second or the third either. I think it might be the fourth or the fifth, right? Because we love having Oliver here. He always comes prepared with an incredible walkthrough in PowerPoint as how you guys can actually increase your conversion rate. And Oliver, being someone who specializes in hyper conversion rates on e-commerce stores specifically, I think there's no one else better to hop on and showcase some incredible value for us today, guys. So, definitely say what's up and thank you to Oliver in the comments down below. We really do appreciate him hopping in today to give us some free value. And Oliver, why don't you give us some background about yourself, where you've been, the background on ConversionWise, what you guys offer, and ultimately, how you got into specializing in conversion rates and overall, making websites just convert better.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's okay with you, I might share my screen and just kind of start the presentation, because that kind of runs through everything. So if I just pull this up, and if you just confirm that you can see this on your screen.
This looks absolutely phenomenal. So guys, Oliver has a very in-depth PowerPoint for us today. I'm telling you, this is the stuff that you want to know. Okay, this stuff that we're going through here is going to be the difference maker between you actually getting the conversion rate that you want to maintain profitability, and then deeming a product as a loser because you couldn't get the conversion rate proper. So this is going to be very important. Definitely stay the entire time. Okay, this is straight value driven for you guys, which is why I wanted to have Oliver on here. So Oliver, I'm going to go ahead and throw the floor to you, my friend. I'm going to go ahead and I'll step back. I'll also hop in every now and then as well.
Yeah, please do.
Do your thing, and then let's go through it.
Let's do it. Can't wait. So as you know, Justin, and as I said to you at the beginning of this live, I like to talk a lot. I get very passionate about what I talk about and my specialist subjects. So please feel free, guys. If you're watching this and something doesn't make sense, if you want to ask a question, throw it in the comments. Justin's a good friend of mine, so he has full permission to rudely interrupt me and ask me those questions. And hopefully all we can do is, like Justin said, is just add value. There's nothing on this workshop that's going to be selling anything to you in the slightest. It's all just going to be actionable tips that you can easily implement on any software, any vertical, any niche, to increase your conversion rates. But Justin asked a very relative question to me, and that's, how did I even get into this world? And the journey started actually back in 2013. So we've been doing this for a hell of a long time. I know I may look only sort of 16, 17, my beautiful complexion. Only joking, I'm getting a lot older now. But we started our journey back in 2013, and we created a company called The Landing Page Guys. And that was born out of necessity. So I actually built the largest affiliate community online, a community called Affiliate Fix. And the design of the forum looked aesthetically very nice. It was a really nice looking forum, and I had a load of people ask me, oh, can we use your designer? And people started asking me for designs, development, landing pages, and I decided to arbitrage this and grew a business from it. And this is where Landing Page Guys started. So what I want to do is just give you a quick brief background of who I am, what we do, and how I have the authority to teach you these things. But most importantly, what I'm going to do for you today is show you actually actionable tips. So I'm going to pull up wireframes, I'm going to pull up examples, I'm going to pull up these 6 tips that anyone can easily implement today on this live stream. And I want to get you some results. So I promise you, All I want from you guys in return is the promise that you will take action on what I share with you. Because although these things might sound really, really small, I guarantee you, if you implement just one or even all 6 of these, you will increase your conversion rates. And everyone wants to increase their conversion rate, right? It's a no-brainer. We talk all the time about increasing your spend, driving more media to a landing page or a funnel, but we often forget about the fundamental of conversion rates, that last piece of the puzzle. Once someone's actually clicked on that ad, they're going to your landing page, they're going to your store, your website, your product page, and you can actually double your business from doubling your conversion rates from the same spend. So that's, for example, me sending 10,000 clicks to one landing page and it converting at 1%, optimizing and making changes that I'm going to suggest to you, and you sending the same exact 10,000 people to that landing page and it converting at 2%. That overnight doubles your business. And hopefully what we get into today can do that for you.
Right.
So,
and Oliver, right before we actually continue there, guys.
Yeah, of course.
On my brand specifically, I've even worked with Oliver and landing page guys as well as ConversionWise. And on one of our brands right now, we're literally using exactly what he put together for us. And it's converting very, very well. Okay, which is awesome. So Oliver, thank you for that as well. And I just want to let you guys know, I am literally using it on one of my brands right now, which is awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so
really
Justin's
excited. So definitely,
Justin's been using our agency for a long time.
He's very good at conversion. I want to make sure you guys hear this stuff.
Thank you, brother. So yeah, Justin's been using our agency for several years. So yeah, it's really exciting, and it's Justin has to pay us, but you get it for free, so that's even better. So yeah, we recently rebranded as ConversionWise, so that's why you may have seen us before as landing page guys. You now see us ConversionWise. As I said, we have been doing this since 2013. I have spoken on the biggest stages in the world in the affiliate and conversion rate optimization industries. We have a full team that does this for people day in, day out. And what I want to do for you is share secret insights that we have internally in our agency, that we know if we implement these things on pages, they will convert from day one. And that's actually what I want to share with you first and foremost. The old way of doing CRO, most people on this stream would have heard of conversion rate optimization, CRO. They know exactly what it is. And this is what you normally have to do. This is what most of you will be doing. You design something, you develop it, you run split tests, you drive media to it, you analyze the data, you then make some subtle changes, you rinse and repeat, and there's no guarantees of uplift. But we've kind of developed over the last 9 years a new way of doing this. It's not directly CRO. We call it conversion design. And that is a list of principles that I'm going to share with you today that you can implement on your pages without the guesswork, without driving media, without running traffic, without having spend, that if you implement these principles in the right order on your pages, then they will convert from day one, not day 50 when you've spent media, you've run tests, you've done different split tests, A/B testing. They will convert out the gate from day one. So we have this internal list called our blueprint that has all our principles, our conversion design principles on there. And we give that to our designers, our account managers, our developers. And we know if they implement those things, they will convert on their pages 9 times out of 10 from day one, as opposed to the old way where you have to test, you run data, you don't know if something's going to work or not, you then run more data, you then might drop your conversion rate. And this is why we call it the new way, the conversion design way. So if you look at this red line, this is typically what CRO will do. You launch a page, you then make some changes, you run media, it might go up a bit, you then guess and make another change, it might go down a bit. And I bet that 90% of people watching this stream can relate with this. Versus the conversion design way is we're saying if you implement this list of principles that we have, that I'm going to share with you shortly, you can actually get astronomical conversion rates from day one, because it's proven. It's based off of 9 years of data of our clients working with some of the biggest direct response companies in the world: Slim Fast, Unilever, Bodybuilding.com, Lotus Biscuits, Manny Pacquiao, T-Pain, you name it, we've worked for them. Justin, of course. And it's
Manny Pacquiao
principles. Yeah, we did Manny Pacquiao's latest. He has an energy drink. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Exactly
I saw. That's pretty badass. Manny Pacquiao's a phenomenal fighter. I'm a fan. I was like, it's pretty cool, Oliver.
There you go. Yeah. So we work with Manny and his team to do that page, and that's performing phenomenally well as well. So yeah, we're really excited to share with you. So hopefully by now you've kind of got the conversion design versus CRO thing in your mind. But I just want to share a few case studies of how this has helped people, because I want not to show off, not to say we're the best at what we do, because what I'm giving you today is free, but I want you to believe in what this is. And you know, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. It doesn't matter what niche or vertical you're in. It doesn't matter if you're doing e-com, selling a physical product, an info product, if you're doing lead generation. these principles, if you implement them on your pages, and we've been teaching this for so long, they will convert. And these are some of the results you can get. So take, Martin, for example. He owns a publicly listed company called Emotion, and I'll show you some of their pages in this presentation. But they saw a 100K uplift in front-end revenue and an increase in AOV just from implementing conversion design principles. Chris Riley, who does lead generation, he was using ClickFunnels. So he's implemented our conversion design principles, and he's been blown away with the results. Adam is likely in the BSF groups. He's on PrestaShop, and he watched one of our videos. He implemented some of our tips that I'm going to share you with today, and he skyrocketed. He doubled his conversion rate. That's why I'm saying, like, it's realistic. I'm not saying everyone's going to do it. Disclaimer, not everyone's going to do it. But if you take action on what I'm going to share with you, you will see an increase. And you might even be able to double your business from the same ad spend and traffic. And that's exciting, right? Like, I bet everyone wants to do that. And just lastly, Jacob, who saw an increase from 1.7 to 4.6 in a matter of days from implementing the same things that I'm going to teach you on this workshop today. So let's get into it. Who's here? Who's ready? Who wants me to share these 6 must-use conversion design principles that will skyrocket conversion rates today? If you want me to share this with you, put a yes in the comments. Let's see how many yeses we can get before we get into this. I like to get hyped up on these lives. So Justin, can you tell me if we're getting some yeses?
Yeah, we have a lot of good interest as well. A lot of people are really liking this so far. A lot of people are really. We got this. Gentleman says Oliver, the conversion rate GOAT. Lots of people loving the value so far.
Thank
You're doing
you.
a great job already, man. And guys, comment yes down below if you want to see the rest of what we got going on here. We have a lot of.
Who wants me to get into these 6 tips? Let's get some yeses in. Like I say, I'm going to share these valuable tips. I'm also going to share real life examples. I'm going to share our internal templates that we use to train our staff. We have an agency, like I said, we have a full staff here of account managers, designers, developers, QA, copywriters, and this is the exact stuff that we train our staff on to become conversion design masters. So I think we've probably got enough yeses by now.
Coming through, brother.
Love it. Let's do this. Let's jump in. So we are going to start with number 1, and you may have heard some of these things before. You may have seen some of my content before, but I'm going to share with you some new latest findings that hopefully will, like I say, really increase your conversion rates. And as I show you these things, take notes, make some notes, take some screenshots, do whatever you want, ask questions. Justin's going to interrupt me, which is great because I want to answer your questions. But most importantly, just promise me that you'll take action, because I promise you I don't say these things for fun. We've been doing this for 9 years. And it's proven stuff that we teach here. Okay, so using critical elements above the fold is point 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my example pages. I'm guessing the majority of you are doing e-com. So I'm going to run this on a product page. I think this is probably the most relative example. Would you agree, Justin, that I did this on like a product page?
100%. Pretty much everyone here, we're focusing on physical product e-commerce. So this is perfect.
Brilliant. That is great. So the reason I do this on a product page as well is because everyone watching the stream, if you have a physical product, you will own a product page. And it doesn't matter. This is why I wanted to show you those case studies and examples. It does not matter if you're using Shopify, WooCommerce, ClickFunnels, any drag and drop builder, Wix for all I care. Like, it really doesn't matter. You just need to get creative with what I tell you, and you can implement some form. I know that some builders have limitations. I know that you might not have a designer developer, but honestly, everything I'm about to share with you, you can implement on your pages in some way with any theme, any builder, and I'll kind of talk you through it. So critical elements above the fold. Let me just get my trusty pen out. Sometimes this works, sometimes sometimes it doesn't. So I can highlight some things. I'm just going to go ahead and start. There we go. Cool. So what are the critical elements that you need to have above the fold? And I'm guessing everyone on this stream is of an experience that they know what above the fold is, but basically it's that section that loads when, and we'll talk about mobile, by the way, it's the section that loads when you load your website in that view. Okay, so this is our above the fold when we come onto our browser. Okay, and there's a few critical elements. First and foremost, it's an emotive headline. So you have between 1 and 3 seconds to get your value proposition across to your consumer when a cold consumer lands on your landing page. And what I mean by emotive is a lot of people will use this headline here just to list the product name. So let's take, for example, a diet pill. They will just have something like Diet Pill 100. You know, it's just the product name that they use here. But you have a lot of real estate to use here. And I know there's the age-old conversation between like keyword versus descriptive title here. So obviously everyone wants to stuff their keyword in there. Now, most of these people, most of you, I'm guessing, are doing paid media. So that doesn't become a problem. But when it comes to your product page titles, I challenge you to come up with something that's benefit driven and product driven. So what I mean by that, again, going back to example for the diet pill, and again, don't take my words as solid, because you have to conform to compliance and Facebook compliancy and Google compliancy as far as copywriting. We will talk about copy, but something that also sparks an emotive benefit to the consumer in that title will convert better. So let's say Diet Pill 101 is your product name. Using something like live better with Diet Pill 101. What is the end goal for someone to take your product? So again, in the diet, it's to lose weight, it's to be the envy of their friends, it's to be healthier, be happier. So use an emotive word in that value proposition that's going to spark the consumer's interest in your product and 100%. Capture their attention more.
Right? I think that's a great point there as well. Kind of like a white labeled name almost adds more high perceived value to the actual product, to the offer as well. So I think that's a phenomenal point and something that we do as well. So very, very good point there, guys.
And anyone can do this, Justin, right? Like anyone can go into Shopify or WooCommerce and change their product name.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter where you're working, what platform you got. As long as you got the fundamentals and the actual foundations proper, like you're walking through here, you should be able to go ahead and match those high conversion rates, Oliver. Amazing presentation. Keep going, my brother.
Okay, so again, some of these things you will watch this presentation and you might even like turn your nose up and go, oh, that won't make a difference. But I promise you, these things make like a small difference. But when you add like 10 of them and stack them, that's when you can literally double your conversion rate. So don't kind of like poo-poo or like turn your nose up at any of these. Implement them and you will see results. So adding an emotive headline above the fold that drives that value proposition is going to increase your conversion rate. What else is important above the fold? Well, we 100% need some social proof. So social proof is reviews, testimonials, anyone saying that they have bought your product and benefit from it. Again, focus on that benefit. I know we'll talk about copy, but it's an age-old cliche that features tell, benefits sell. You want to get the benefit across. What is the end goal for the consumer? So like I said, Diet 101 is lose weight, be happier, be the envy of their friends. Like normally the benefit has to do with saving time and saving money. So anything that you can attach to time and money typically works. But having some social proof above the fold is so crucial. If you are looking at your product pages now, or your sales pages, or your home page, for that, any pages that sell, and you don't have a review or at least these stars above the fold, you are literally leaving money on the table. Now, when it comes to these stars, you also want some text beside these stars. And as silly as it sounds, 4.8.5 or 4.7 converts better than 5 out of 5 because it's more believable. I know that sounds silly, but people believe that it's more of an authentic, organic review when it's like a 4.8 as opposed to a 5 out of 5. So put something like 4.8 out of 5 stars and then put another emotive bit of text here, something that says like rated 4.8.5 out of 5 stars by whatever your product is. So again, in the diet industry, say something like healthy living people, healthier living people, healthier and happier people. So rated 4.8 out of 5 by healthy and happier people, something like that. Something that really touches on those heartstrings. That's all we're trying to do, is touch on those heartstrings with these kind of copies. Okay, so social proof is crucial. Again, if you can include a actual testimonial above the fold, that's going to really help with your conversions as well. Now, when it comes to mobile, people always say to me, actually, we'll touch on this at the end of this slide because I'm going to run through the key propositions that you need above the fold, and then I'll show you how you can stack them on mobile. So that's number 2. Alongside social proof is trust. So how do we get the consumer who's just clicked a random ad whilst they're browsing through stupid memes of Will Smith on Facebook to then convert and trust our brand? Well, we need to increase trust and credibility. And that's done several ways above the fold. First and foremost, if you do not have payment seals of the processes that you accept payment with by your call to action above the fold, then you are leaving money on the table. Okay. So anyone can do this. Anyone can Google merchant processor payment seals, PNG, because that means it's a transparent background, and loads of these, like you'll get this exact image, right? You can just download it, upload it to your builder, upload it to your theme in the description or wherever, and just position it as close to the call to action button as possible. And you might be saying to me, well, that sounds stupid. Why would I do that? The reason is people subconsciously trust and associate with these brands. Brands like Amex, MasterCard, Visa, Stripe, PayPal, Klarna. People trust them because they're huge billion-dollar companies. So therefore, intrinsically, because they think that you are working with those companies, they then trust you. And as I said to you, none of this stuff is straightforward. Like, we studied this for 9 years, but it works. Okay. So things like payment seals instill trust. How else can we instill trust above the fold? Little icons and stuff like this. So again, if you, that's the cart one. If you have an SSL secure certificate, if you offer money back guarantees, if you offer 24-hour support, anything that makes you trustable as a creditable brand, put it above the fold. So you might want it in a nav, you might want it here, but and these work better. By the way, trust works way better as a seal or an icon. So use imagery and use icons and seals, but put that above the fold. If you have below the fold a section that talks about 24-hour support, money back guarantee, next day delivery, and it's below the fold, don't be stupid. Pull that stuff up. Pull that stuff up into the bit above the fold, and your conversion rates will increase.
And Oliver, we actually have a few questions here.
Yes, please.
This is amazing, by the way. Thank you so much for delivering this to my people. I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
Yeah, so we have 3 questions. Mind if I ask you in order? So first question, how do you personally, would you recommend A/B testing landing pages?
So yeah, this is a very wide question. So this was like I can run through this at the end, but just to quickly touch on A/B testing and split testing, there's a methodology of doing it. So conversion design versus CRO will get you to the best possible start point. That's what we're trying to do via these principles. You will convert better than guesswork with conversion design principles out of the gate. You will get a strong conversion rate. If you want to take that further, that's when you look into ongoing CRO. And that typically encapsulates things like split testing and multivariate testing. So the way that I would do that is, if you want to split test your pages, do it based on 2 completely different pages. So you shouldn't have 2 pages that look the same. They should look completely different. The principle should be the same, but things like images, button colors, slight layout changes, fonts, etc., should look very, very different. That's how you then go A or B. That's how you go, split test. And then once you've picked a winner, once one converts better than the other, that's when you want to go into multivariate testing, whereby you test elements. So if those of you don't know what multivariate testing is, you can use a free tool, Google Optimize, and you just want to test one element at a time. So you found your winner against like one that looks completely different to another. Now you take the winning one and you split test things like color of buttons, but only split test one element at a time, because what happens if you split test 2 or 3 is you don't know which element moved the needle. So that's where you would test like red button versus green button. Once you found a winner, run on to the next split test. This headline versus that headline.
Awesome. Appreciate that answer from our people. We got another one as well. Do we have to use Pagefly for this?
Do we have to use what? Sorry, Pagefly.
Pagefly.
As in FLY. Pagefly is a landing page builder, so you can use Pagefly. But as I said,
really, anything doesn't matter what
beginning
you use,
of the talk,
as long as you're following the fundamentals like we talked about.
Exactly. WT theme, ClickFunnels, a custom page built by us, Shopify, WooCommerce. It really doesn't matter. You can
be straight custom code.
Yeah, you can implement these things on any builder, and that's why we keep it so simple, because we want people to see instant results by easily, like on any builder, you can get these images and place them underneath your product description.
And we have one last question here.
Yeah, please keep them coming.
We can definitely move on. And then, guys, keep asking questions.
Please.
Oliver loves these. I love reading them out to him. Keep commenting questions down below if you have them. We have no time limit today. Anything you guys need, we're here for you. Now, last question is going to be, wow, very valuable. Typically, we have payment seals on the cart page. What do you recommend there? I guess on the cart page. What do you recommend there?
Yeah, both, 100%. Yeah, you should have them on the cart and your checkout. So one quick tip for those of you using Shopify, which most
same ones, or do you want them different? How do you usually
same ones? The ones that you use. The ones that you use. So always, when you go to checkout, like in Shopify, in Woo, you select which payment processes you want to accept. Only have the icons for those people, because what you don't want is like an Amex seal and people to think, shit, I can get my points. I'm going to go like flying for free on the weekend, and they get to the checkout and you don't accept Amex. Like, just use the ones that you accept. but you should have them on the cart. And also a quick tip is on the checkout page, especially on Shopify, you have no control. But what you can control is the very top image on the left-hand side. And everyone can access that easily in Shopify. What most people tend to do, because I think they even set you up for it, I think it says like logo, is they upload their logo. Instead of uploading your logo, upload an image, which is the logo on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, have your payment sales. And that combats how you have payment sales from your checkout as well. That will increase your conversion rates.
Very good. So guys, those are the answers for those questions there. Guys, if you're loving this so far, give me sevens down below. Give me lucky number sevens down below.
Sevens, I like it.
Sevens. Throw a heart on the live stream as well if you guys are loving it. I definitely want to have Oliver back in the near future as well to go over some even more landing page stuff as well, which we're going to have to go ahead and make happen as well, because I can tell you guys are loving it. And again, Oliver, thank you so much for showing my people so much value today.
Of course.
Why don't we move forward with the presentation?
Let's do this. Right. So another last point on trust is how you do this above the fold is things like this. So if you guys have been featured in any publications, if you have an influencer who promotes you, if you know a well-known person in the space of your industry has purchased your product, then utilize and leverage their brand in this section here. So make sure it appears above the fold. And what you want to do is have like this word can change. So it doesn't have to be like as featured in, it could be like trusted by. If someone famous has bought your product, if someone famous uses you, you know, again, trusted by works really well.
100%. And all the little fun fact that I'll probably utilize as well with this piece of advice is yesterday we actually signed on the starting quarterback of the New York Jets into one of our actual programs, which is really cool. Boom. And it's a nutrition and fitness service program that we have. So I'll definitely be using that New York Jets logo in alignment with this.
Do it. Yeah, 100%. And when it comes to logos and stuff, people kind of like, you have to obviously check with permission and stuff, but I like the phrase seek forgiveness, not permission. So yeah, typically speaking, people will let you get away with it. I bet Justin doesn't even know that he's on our website, right? So there you go. You know, Justin is an influencer within our space. He uses our agency. So we have him up front and center on our website alongside some of the other industry greats who use us. And that gives us trust and credibility, because I bet you even people who are watching the stream who associate with Justin and don't know me may come to ConversionWise.com and see, oh, wow, Justin uses these guys. Now I trust them. And that's what you're trying to do.
100%. And I think everything you're going over here, Oliver, is so foundational, and you can't ever build a massive house or anything without a foundation. I think this is so important for everyone here to know. And again, thank you so much for going through this PowerPoint today with us.
Of course. So just to recap above the fold, our value proposition, benefit-driven value proposition, social proof is crucial, trust and credibility in these three. And then lastly, but not least, is a strong image. So people ask the questions about images all the time, especially when it comes to physical products. What do we do? Justin can definitely chime in on this because he is an e-commerce expert. But what we tend to see convert well is the first image being very product based. So like, you know, quite a good quality shot of your product, but then making sure that you have other images in your reel of actually use cases. So people using the product. I think that's what people associate with. And again, 100%. The more organic those pictures are, the better they perform. So yes, you can spend thousands on model shots and influencers, which is great. They all help. But the more organic that you can just get someone using your product who's taking a selfie on their iPhone, it's all about that relatability.
100%. And that kind of goes hand in hand with advertising as well. Like the best ads don't look like ads.
There you go. It's that authenticity, right? Cool. So that's slide number one, using critical elements above the fold. I hope you've taken notes. I hope it's helpful. Let's jump straight into slide number two. Now, this is my favorite principle, okay? Out of all the principles that we've seen, this is the slide that if people implement in the right way, they see the biggest uplift in conversions. And that's utilizing the AIDA principle. And I'm going to run through it straight away for you on this presentation. So if I just pull up my product page PDF again, zoom back in, get my trusty pen. And I'm sure a lot of you are aware of what the AIDA principle is, but I'm just going to break it down for you in layman's terms. It stands for attention, interest, desire, action. And the easiest way to explain it to you is if you can imagine you have an A4 piece of paper in your hand, you split that into 4 sections, and that's the flow of your page. One section is attention, one section is interest, one's desire, and one is action. Now, I am not saying that each section has to be an equal length. It doesn't. It doesn't matter if your interest section is typically longer than your desire. They don't have to be equally split, but it's the flow that really, really converts. And we'll run through it on this page example here. But the whole premise behind it is that you get someone's attention above the fold. You then as they scroll down, pique their interest about the product. You then make them desire the product, and then you give them the clearest, quickest possible call to action to then take action on that product. So above the fold, again, forgive my writing, but this is an A for attention. We've just explained how you get people's attention. So that's great first slide to have. You get their attention with the kind of key principles above the fold, that proposition, trust, social proof. That's how you keep them on your page. Then as they peak down, and I'll just draw some lines in here, that's the end of the attention section. We then want to pique their interest. So I for interest. Okay, how do we pique their interest? We tend to do this first and foremost with a section like this. So it's basically step 1, step 2, and step 3. And this works really well with like icons, if you have icons above these. And I'll tell you exactly what those steps are. Step 1 is how easy is it for the consumer to order your product? Step 2 is how is that product then easily delivered to them? And then step 3 is how are they then benefiting from the product? So don't forget that benefit. That's the most important step. But you start off by saying, let's say the Diet Pill 101, you start off by saying, easily order the Diet Pill 101 straight away today. Step 2 is we will safely ship your Diet 101 pill within the next 24 hours and send you a tracking link. It's that insurity of like how quickly it's done and how it's going to get to me. And then step 3, it will be the envy of all your friends and be the healthiest you've been in years. You know, what's the benefit of what you're selling? And again, I'm relating this to a diet product, but if people do want me to give them relatables to other products, just throw them in the comments. Maybe we can go through an exercise at the end. But this is how we start to pique people's interest. Now, once we pique their interest, we're going to go into more benefit and features. So this is where we can show like product pictures, breakdowns of your products. You know, this works very well if it's a digestible product because you can kind of point all the ingredients and what the benefits are. If it's an electrical product, go hit into the details of what features and what cool functions your electrical product has. If it's a dog toy, you know, what's the benefit for the dog? Break down exactly what the dog is going to benefit for. Now you can add features into this section, but always, as I said, lead with the benefit. So instead of like talking about, let me give you a really quick case scenario. And this is one of my like favorite imaginary kind of visionaries that I taught. And I first taught this, it's not mine, by the way, but I first taught this in Barcelona a couple of years ago when I was speaking at Affiliate World. And I remember this was the biggest reaction I got because it's such a cool visual, right? There's two adverts, two identical adverts, okay? They're both of an iPhone and both ads are a hand holding a phone. That's all it shows. It's a hand holding a phone. And A and B are exactly the same hand and the exact same phone, but they have two different headlines. Ad A has the headline, the all new 12 megapixel zoom camera. Okay, so it's like feature, 12 mega zoom, all about that feature. And then ad B is exactly the same image, but the headline is take pictures of your family that will last forever. And that ad B, that emotive benefit driven headline converts way, way better than ad A all day of the week.
I love it.
Right, there you go. So that's a real cool visual and a real cool example. So this is what you kind of want to do in this interest section. So this is where you get deep into the benefits and the features, what's included. Okay, so the interest section stops here and we go into D, desire. Okay, so D is for social proof. It's desire. It's reviews, case studies, testimonials. It's having key reviews and stuff of your product. And I'll go into social proof on another slide in more detail and tell you exactly how you should be displaying your social proof. In this section, you really, really want to make people desire your products. Okay, so again, this is still desire because these are symbolizing things like influencer pictures and pictures of people using your products here. Just get rid of that. So that's the desire section. And then last but not least, it's the action section. Now, again, I challenge all of you to look at your product pages, your sales pages, your home pages. And if you don't have this repetitive action section at the bottom, you are simply losing money. You are leaving money on the table. And the reason for it is this. If people can even be bothered, because you've done such a good job, because you're watching ConversionWise's tips, to scroll to the bottom of your page because you piqued their interest so much and made them desire this product, and you don't give them a real clear call to action, then there's no way of them buying the product. You've lost that consumer. You know, some people may scroll back up, but some people may get frustrated and leave. And I promise you, it sounds stupid, but just repeating that call to action at the bottom will increase your conversions. I liken it to the movies, right? We all go to the movies, we watch a film. Now, imagine if you're watching a film, you're so invested in that film, you're loving it, and it gets to the end and it just cuts. There's no ending. There's nothing you can do at the end of that film to get the rest of it. And this is kind of typically what you're doing if you omit that action section at the bottom. So following the ADA principle, just quickly, attention above the fold, piquing my interest, then giving me social proof and desire, and then action at the very bottom. So I'll just get rid of these greens so I can clean it up for the next slide, and we'll jump into the next one. Any questions on that as well, guys? Let me know, and I'm happy to answer them.
Oh, we're good. We're lots of really great feedback as well. I'll be doing an awesome job.
Thank you. I'll take a quick sip of my drink, and we'll get into slide 3. So FAQs are a must, and this is one of the slides that often gets forgotten by people. People see FAQs as kind of like a bit of a nice to have as opposed to a must have. And I'm telling you today that FAQs are a must have on your product pages, your landing pages, and everything else. I would even have them on my homepage. They serve such a good purpose, and I'll tell you exactly where they go. I'll tell you how to use them, how to get them, and how they can increase your conversion rates right now. So where FAQs go is they sit between your desire and your action section. So desire starts here, social proof. Desire ends here. Action starts here and ends here. Your FAQs buffer in between those two sections. Okay. Now, what we want to do with our FAQs, and this is what I challenge everyone to do if you don't have one, is take your product and send it to 10 random people. Whether or not you want to do this on like Upwork as a paid task, pay someone $10 per person you send this to, just send your URL, or you want to do it with family members or friends, I don't care. Send it to 10 people and ask them to write down a list of, say, 10 questions that they have about your product. Now, you'll get back 100 answers, and I guarantee you, out of those 10 questions from 10 people, around 5 or 6 of them will be repetitive. They'll be the same question. And typically speaking, these are the questions that a cold consumer will have in their head when they come to your product that will prevent them from buying, because they'll have questions in their head that are unanswered on your landing pages. So by putting the answers to those unanswered questions on your pages, you are going to convert more people. So take those 10 questions, I always like odd numbers. Sounds stupid. I'm a conversion rate expert, so I get a bit geeky, but odd numbers convert better than even. So either go like 5 or 7 on your FAQs. Now, the first few should be generic because most of you are selling physical products. So the first few that people always want to know on a physical product is like, how long does it take to deliver? What's your refund rate? Is the shipping insured? That kind of thing. So stuff the first few with those kind of generic QAs. The rest of them should be specific to your product. So diet 101, how many pills do I have to take per week? Will this interfere? Can I still eat and drink the same food? Those kind of questions. Is this safe to take with X? How long until I see results? Those sort of questions are what you have to stuff here, because like I said, if you don't provide them, people will either be starting to look for them on Google, they'll contact you, and that's like a sale lost if you don't have a call center or you don't monitor your contact email, or they'll just leave the page because they don't have that question answered. So this is why FAQs are really, really valuable. This is a really quick slide, but don't underestimate the power of them. And I would do them on your home pages as well. Moving on to slide 4. Hopefully you're enjoying this, guys. If you're enjoying this, can you just put a thumbs up or a yes or something in the comments? I always love getting feedback when I'm running through these presentations. So yeah, if you're enjoying this and you want me to go for the last 3 slides, we're halfway through the presentation, by the way. Put some yeses in the chat. That'd be really cool.
Piyush says, thank you so much for the content. We got Pavel saying, thank you so much. We'll definitely go ahead and make this happen. Will replay be provided? Yes, we will be providing a replay. We got Shay saying massive value drop. Tons of yeses down below as well. We're crushing it, Oliver. We're making it happen here.
Let's do this. Love the BSF fam. Right. Number 4, introducing scarcity. So wherever you can introduce scarcity on your landing pages, do, because it really, really works. Now, there used to be a time when me and Justin were a lot younger, whereby scarcity was everywhere, and you could do it in like a kind of scammy way. We probably all remember these like rush my trial pages, these big countdown timers, sporadic countdown, and things like this. Right. So these things have died. Like over the last few years, people have become more adverse to buying things online. Everyone buys things online, so they look out for these. Facebook will now punish you for these. So like, you have to make your scarcity organic. So you have to do it in a subtle but thought-provoking way. And how do you do that? Well, we suggest that you utilize a couple of things on your landing page. First and foremost, this. So this is a toolbar at the top of your page, and anyone can add a toolbar to their site. All themes come with toolbars these days. All page builders allow you to have a toolbar. But introduce some scarcity here. Do this around the offer. So if at the moment, and any of you, this is something that we've learned in the last few years. We're big fans of Alex Hormozy. I'm sure most of you have read his stuff, but if you haven't read the Alex Hormozy book, 100 Million Offers, go and get it because it's amazing. But like he says, if you are not doing seasonal offers on your landing pages with scarcity, then you are losing money. So what I mean by that is, even if you're knocking off like 10%, or you're adding an upsell or something that just, even if, I don't care if you even increase your prices by 10% and then have a 10% off, it doesn't matter. But calling out as a form of scarcity in your toolbar, something around the season for that offer is going to increase your conversion rate. So I'll give you an example. Right now in the UK, and I'm sure, in the US, we're in spring, right? It's springtime now. So having emojis work really well with this, by the way. Having like a daisy or like a flower or something that symbolizes spring, emoji in that toolbar, and then writing something like now live, our spring offer is now live, get 10% off, ends, and then whenever the end of spring is, I don't know exactly, but let's say it's like May 25th, like ends May 25th. So having that call out in your header, and then in the price as well, like you might want to call out like spring offer 10% off, is going to increase your conversion rates. And that's a real subtle way of introducing scarcity. Another cool way of doing it is via something like this. Okay, so having like a pulsing, we normally make this green, so it's like a green icon like this, just beside of your price. And this can just be an image, by the way. If you can't code, if you're looking at me thinking, oh, how can I do that? Don't worry, just like Google green pulsing image, green pulsing circle, get a tiny little green circle, and then just put a bit of text beside it that says running low on stock, or due to spring offer running low, or something like that. Just something that calls out that scarcity. Like, it's silly because someone asked me that this week, but having and I'll give you an example of this after, but having an icon like this and a bit of text that says in stock now increases your conversion rates via not having it. But someone said to me, well, if I can purchase it, I know it's in stock. Why would you need that? It's that whole form of kind of calling it out on your landing page that makes people think, oh shit, this is in stock. Great, I can get it right now. Like, yes, they can buy it if you don't have that icon and it's in stock, but that kind of just that tiny little pulsing circle by your price with the in stock now or running low thanks to due to spring sale will introduce some real scarcity and will increase your conversion rate. So that's just a couple of ways that we can introduce some scarcity. Another thing you can do, which you'll have to do with a third-party plugin, but on your checkout, add a timer. And you can do this on your cart if you have control over your cart, obviously. Do this on your cart via a plugin, or do this on your checkout if you do have control over your checkout. In Shopify, you don't, but you can do it in WooCommerce, is have a timer that says how long you will store their items in their basket for. So like have it count down from like 10 minutes and say like, we will store these items for 10 minutes in your basket. It just introduces scarcity in a subtle way for them to think, shit, I've got to check out within the next 10 minutes. And the last way you can do this, very, very subtly above the fold on your product pages, is by having something here. And again, there's plugins for this, or you can do it via an image. You can actually just put it on your image if you want to be cheeky. But having something here, like a little widget that says like 16 people recently bought this, or 25 people are viewing this product. And again, there's plugins that can do it, but there's real subtle ways that you can introduce scarcity these days that will increase your conversion rate. Okay, so that's that point done. Moving on to our final couple of points. And again, guys, sorry, Justin, yeah, go.
Yeah, for sure. Overall, so what would you say the importance of social proof is? Very, very high. Almost one of the most important pillars, would you say?
Yeah, 100%. And I'll walk you through where it should be, where it goes within that page, like we said in the ADA principle, and how people get this wrong. So there's a few key components to social proof, and I'll show you those now. But yeah, it's super, super important. Don't forget, guys, if you have questions, put them in the chat. I'm here. I'm in all Justin's groups. I love what Justin does. The BS fam is my fam. So like, please put some questions here, and I'm always checking these posts. So just to switch back to this product page. So show off social proof. Now, we've already touched on this above the fold. So one thing we didn't touch on, and I'm going to touch on this in social proof, but it's the call to action, and I'll just give you a brief on that quickly. But social proof above the fold is crucial. We can do it in this form, and we can do it in this form. So on your desktop, you can 100% and should have a physical review. What I mean by that is like a written review with a picture and text, but you should also should have this. And the reason we promote this at the top is because this is very easy to put on mobile. So going back to the critical elements above the fold slide, everyone always says to us, well, how can I get like an image, a value proposition, trust, social proof, description, call to action above the fold on mobile? And it's easily done when you have this, because this is just simply one line of code. It's just one line. It's very easy to fit this on one line above the mobile. Then you have your motive headline, make sure that goes on one line. Then you have your call to action and your button, and in the middle you have your image. So they are all doable above the fold. What I would omit from above the fold on mobile is your physical review. Put that just below the fold because it takes up too much real estate. But you can get the social proof you need on mobile above the fold by having this, because this is just one line and it literally takes up a tiny bit of real estate. So social proof above the fold is crucial. We'll also then touch on social proof below the fold. So two things. Whenever we have call to action buttons, no matter where they are on our page, no matter if they're halfway down the page, they're above the fold, they're at the bottom, we always use those two buffers. We use trust and we use social proof. And I call them buffers or padding, but we always have buffers attached to our call to action buttons. So you'll see here's an example of our call to action, and we have the 5 stars and we have the payment sales. So we have trust and we have social proof. If I scroll down and we have the call to action at the bottom, we have social proof, we have payment sales. So wherever we have a call to action within like a very small gap, you need to have those two buffers. And again, I challenge everyone to look at your pages, and if you have call to action buttons throughout your pages and they don't have the very simple stars and these payment sales by them, and you implement them today after this workshop, you will increase your conversion rate. It's crazy, right? But this is the stuff that is in our blueprint that we've been working on for 9 years. That's time and time again works. It's these little things, okay? Now, when it comes to social proof, reviews, case studies, testimonials, videos are great. Don't host them on YouTube because they slow your site down. Get something like Vimeo Pro. When it comes to text reviews, you 100% need it because not everyone can watch videos. You know, someone might be on the train, they might be in public, the kids might be asleep. So don't just rely on video. Make sure you have written reviews as well. And there's a few key elements when it comes to written review. You need a real name, first and second name. Okay, if you just have first name, they're not believable. People think you made it up. It's amazing to think that even just from having a review, the exact same review, same picture, same stars, and the name just saying John versus saying John Turner, the John Turner converts way better because people believe it's real. And it's stupid how our minds work, but these little things work. Okay, so you need first and second name. You need to call out the review in text format and bold and underline key statements. If any of you go to our site after this, go to ConversionWise.com, scroll down to our social proof section. We follow the ADA principle, and you'll see that we've actually pulled out Trustpilot reviews and we've highlighted the key words that we want people to read first and foremost. People are lazy. Put the stuff you want them to read in front of them. Bold it, underline it, okay? So if you just have plain text reviews, go and bold them. You'll increase your conversion rate. Make sure you have the stars. Again, I know this shows 5 stars. I would probably use like 4.5 or 4.8 out of 5 stars. And make sure you have a picture. If you're looking at your review section now and you just have text and the name, people won't believe you. They'll call bullshit. They don't believe it's real. This is how our mind works until they have an actual picture of a person. Again, 5-10 years ago, everyone was using like stock images, like guys in suits and on their phones and stuff. Like, you want to get as far away from that as possible, right? Now it's all about authenticity. It's about organicness. So make sure you use people, real people just taking selfies with your product, using your product, on your product, whatever that product may be, holding the product, just as organic as possible. That's what people want to see because they associate with it. So make sure that you have a desire section with social proof. Make sure those elements are all there. Make sure you have social proof above the fold. And also, most importantly, actually, is wherever you have a call to action button, buffer it with trust and social proof. So trust and credibility and social proof as well. And just a quick tip whilst we're on call to actions. One on color. If you guys are, let's say, for example, your guys is brand color is green. So your logo is this green. Your fonts, your titles are green. Everything in your headlines green. We see this happen so often. Do not make your buttons the same green. Okay? You want to differentiate that call to action as much as you can from your brand color. So if your brand color is green, go and choose an orange for your buttons. Amazon orange converts very well. This green works very well, but you need to base it on what your brand colors are. Again, if your product color is like a blue, do not choose a blue for your call to action because your call to action buttons will just get missed. They'll just get washed away with your brand colors. And I guarantee like 5, if not 7 out of 10 people watching this stream will have the same call to action button as their brand color. And you need it to stand out. So change it, make it stand out. One last thing on call to action buttons. This wasn't even a presentation, but I just want to give you guys value, is use emojis. I know it sounds stupid. I know it looks stupid, but they get higher click-through rates. So you want to use an emotive headline, emotive call to action. So don't just have like buy now or add now. Use something that's uses a buzzword. So you want something like get mine now, get instant access, grab mine now, that sort of thing. And at the end, this pointing emoji, this finger with the point, if you just go to Emojipedia and search for pointing emoji, this one converts way better than anything else we've tried, and we've tried them all. Sounds stupid, right, Justin?
It's true though. There's actually studies done that's 1,000% true,
Yeah.
and it works very well, which is really good. I like the pointing one as well as the rocket emoji. I like a lot as well.
I've never stopped using that rocket emoji because our company like slogan is like skyrocket your conversion rates. So the skyrocket, every time I post on social media, you've probably seen you're in our groups, like it's rocket. I thought the other day about how much would I have to pay to trademark that emoji? Oh dear. Right, so, that's slide 5. So we'll move on to the last slide. Like I said, guys, if you have questions, get them ready. Justin's going to ask me all your questions. I just want to add value to you guys. If you're watching this and you're thinking this is cool, but yeah, I'm going to ignore this and not implement it, then really you're doing yourself out of money. You're wasting my time, Justin's time, and your time. All I want to see you guys do is implement what I teach on this video because I will make you more money. And that's where I get a kick, right? That's where our company is born from. We've been doing this for 9 years. We are obsessed with this. We eat, sleep, live, breathe conversion design and conversion rates. And yeah, all you can do is a favor. I am very passionate about it. I am very, very passionate about it. I say this all the time. Whenever I do like live talks or podcasts or interviews, I'm like out of breath. I'm going all red. I'm like, you've got to do this. You've got to do this.
Shower now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like doing it this time of the day because I can go home now, see my daughter, have a shower, and calm down. Because I get so emotional about it because this is what we do day in, day out, right?
And we thank you for making the time, Oliver. We're loving this. I'm really happy that we got you on today to showcase to the people.
Of course, the energy is reciprocated as well. So you guys giving me feedback, Justin, you always have amazing energy as well. I watch a lot of your stuff and see the passion you have as well. So
thank you, sir.
Last And not least is trust and credibility. Now, again, we've kind of touched on this as we've gone through the kind of above the fold, the ADA principle, but any way we can instill trust and credibility on our pages, we are going to see an increase in conversion rate. So just to recap what we've said, above the fold, a lot of you, below the fold, a lot of you will have things like 24/7 support, instant, 2-day delivery, money back guarantee, those kind of things. And they're great. And you do want them in your interest section as well. But if you can pull them up in icon format here or anywhere above the fold, you are going to, it is going to equal better conversions. Again, if you don't have payment sales by all your buy buttons, go and add them now. That's a super, super easy thing to do. Little things like this as well, secure checkout, just by having like an unlock, the kind of like emoji that's like, sorry, I'm going to try and draw this, but it's like this, but it's like a padlock that's unlocked.
Yeah.
Just by having that emoji, like really small here, and saying secure and safe and secure checkout, and having it on your cart and your checkout page, you're going to increase your conversion rates. Again, I said to you, on Shopify, it's not easy to control your checkout, but they do give you the ability to have an image at the top of the page. Instead of having your logo, have your logo positioned left, and then on the right, have your payment sales and have an unlock emoji that says safe and secure checkout. It will increase your conversion rates. You can just get like off-the-shelf PNGs from Google by just Googling like payment sales, payment icons, payment checkout PNGs. And you can just copy and paste them or download them and upload them.
And I'll react to a few questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Cool. So the first one is going to be emoji in the front or the end of the call to action?
End of call to action. So you have your text, then the emoji.
On your button. Got it. Okay. Yep. What is the best call to action instead of buy it now? Is it secure now? Grab yours now?
It's product specific, because if, for example, it's an info product, it's instant access. People love that. So like get instant access. If it's a physical product, it's all about the now. It's like the emotive. It's like grab mine now, get mine now, rush mine now. It depends what you're selling. So you want to split test this. You want to A/B multi-test this, but you could, let's say, for example, you're going on the back of that spring sale. You could be like, lock in my spring discount. Something like that. That's like lock, grab, skyrocket, take, like something that's really kind of now, instead of just like add to cart. Do you know what I mean? Like you see the difference? You see the difference? Like you really want to incentivize them to visualize that they have it now.
No, got it. Awesome explanation there. And we have one more as well. Where is the third question? Okay. Okay, that was actually all the questions. Very good.
Cool. So just to sum up trust and credibility, again, get your questions in now because we're going to do a bit of Q&A if you have some. But just adding those icons above the fold, having your payment sales, having these sales, again, like if you've ever been featured in any articles, if any influencers use your products, etc., make sure you add them. And as we go through the page, again, payment sales by all your call to actions, trust and credibility all the time. When we get to the footer, trust and credibility, have a money back guarantee, call it out if you have one. Trust and credibility, trust and credibility. Anything we can do on this page to instill that trust, security seals. Again, these work way, way better in seal format or icon format because the people associate with them. Bind them on your page, have them above the fold, and you will convert higher. So that's the 6 tips that I wanted to share with you now. I am very, very open and happy to answer any questions. I also have a little bit of an offer for you guys who stuck on the webinar to say thank you. I'll get into that when Justin tells me to. But for now, I hope that's helped. Please just promise you one thing. If you have stayed to this point, if you've taken notes, implement it. Let Justin know. Let the BSF fam know what your results are. Record your conversion rate now. Record it afterwards. And I just guarantee you, if you implement these things, you will see an uplift in conversion rates. And who doesn't want to do that from like 30 minutes work, right? Like you could double your business from like 30 to 60 minutes work that anyone can do. Just don't be lazy. That's all I ask.
100%. And Oliver, guys, throw 7s down below if you love this presentation today. Oliver absolutely put his heart out on this. This was a phenomenal presentation on how to actually increase your conversion rate very in-depthly, not just theory, which is amazing, guys. So throw sevens down below. Show Oliver some love with that. That was awesome. Really appreciate you guys hopping on and showcasing the interest as well throughout the entirety of the time. We had tons of people hopping on throughout the entire session, which was really cool, guys. And this will be posted as a replay post over the next few days. I'll be doing a blueprint post for you guys to go ahead and download this and put it in your pocket as well. So keep an eye out in the Facebook groups. We will be doing another blueprint post. Guys, spam sevens down below as many times as you possibly can. I'm going to pick out one person to go ahead and win a BSF hoodie, okay, who's stayed on the entire stream as well, and we'll go ahead and make it happen. My man, we got Chaco Roll. Chaco Roll, you won yourself a BSF
Yes,
hoodie.
Chaco.
Chaco.
Boom.
Congratulations, my brother. Definitely hit me up on Facebook on my profile with the blue check and hit me up. Say, Justin, I'm Chaco. I want my hoodie. And I'll send over that hoodie to you, my brother. Big congratulations to you. Throw sevens down below. Tons of sevens. Lots of great energy here, guys. And any last minute questions as well, feel free to drop down below, guys. Oliver would love to answer them as well. And Nicholas says, I'm just starting with drop shipping, and I'm so grateful to both of you guys for this presentation. God bless you guys. Thank you so much, which is awesome. It goes, this is absolute value bomb. Great stuff, guys. Very cool. Lots of really awesome feedback. This is brilliance, ballin'. Lots of people love this today, Oliver, which is awesome. Tons of sevens.
I'm so glad. Good.
Really cool stuff here. So yeah, anything else you want to say at this point, Oliver? I think we answered
absolutely.
a lot of time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if anyone has any questions, as these streams are going to stay live in the group, just throw them below. I'm in all of Justin's groups, so feel free to tag me in at Oliver Kenyon. I will answer any questions that you throw. I will do a personal video response answering your question. We have a special discount on all our solutions for Justin. As always, we love his group. We like to look after everyone in the Beyond Six Figures ether and circle. So if any of you want any type of discount on all of our solutions, we have a agency that can design, develop, and integrate all your pages based on all our conversion design principles: stores, landing pages, advertorials, pre-sales, WordPress, WooCommerce, custom code, connective, Limelight, Sticky, you name it, we do it. So contact us. Justin, I think, is going to throw up a link, but you can go to ConversionWise.com, or you can go to ConversionWise.com/book-now, and that will allow you to book in a free discovery call with my team. It's 100% free. We'll just work out what the best solution is for you.
Link as well down 3 times.
Amazing.
If anyone wants to go ahead and hop on with the ConversionWise team, definitely go ahead and make it happen, and you're good to go.
Yeah, so yeah, we like I say, we have our agency side. We have a course that teaches conversion design. And we also do some audits where we can look at your pages and point out specific things that can skyrocket conversion rates. But this wasn't all about that. This was all about giving you guys some value. Everything that I have shown you in this presentation, you can implement, and you can see those increasing conversion rates. But if you're like me and you're lazy and you believe in someone else who's an expert doing the stuff for you, then get in touch with me, and my team would love to help you. And we'd love to give any bit of value and discount to Justin and his followers.
I appreciate it, Oliver. And guys, seriously, like, they don't just give out discounts like this regularly. You know, I'm really happy that Oliver was able to make this happen for the BSF squad. And again, this is like literally an hour and a half on just really awesome walkthrough conversion value. And I think that's very valuable, guys. So definitely rewatch it as well. Take notes and make sure you are making these adjustments to your site if you haven't already. Okay, because it's important that you do have a good conversion rate to go ahead and be able to scale as high as possible, guys. So
absolutely,
Oliver, thank you so much for the amazing walkthrough today, my friend. The people literally loved it. You can see in the comments down below, there's so many different, all the links for the book now if anyone wants to book a session with Oliver. And again, guys, thanks for staying on the whole time. We're going to be going live as well again tomorrow, okay, for one of our other BSF events as well. So be sure to hop back in here tomorrow, guys, okay? Don't miss these events. I do them for free all the time with rock stars like Oliver and other friends of mine as well. Be sure to hop on. And Oliver, would you like to come back soon? Would you like to come back to BSF soon?
Would the people like me back? I think that's a question we have to ask the group. So if you like me back,
you let us know down below, guys. Should we bring Oliver back? Should we make it happen? You guys will dictate our future here. And other than that, Oliver, thank you so much again, my friend. Hats off to you, brother.
Thanks as always, Justin.
Very professional, and I'm so happy we had you on today, my friend.
Thanks again, Justin. It's a pleasure as always, my friend.
Hey, always a pleasure, man. I'll see you shortly. And guys, thanks for staying on for over an hour. We'll see you guys soon. Watch the replay as well, and have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, guys.